I will accompany you.
Very good!
What if one of the most brutal decisions in the Invincible universe went a different way? What if Anissa, instead of targeting Mark Grayson, chose a stronger, deadlier Viltrumite? Someone like Conquest. Today we dive deep into this alternate reality and ask, what if Anissa chose to mate with Conquest instead of Mark? What if instead of using Mark to fulfill her duties, she took a different approach for the future to create the strongest Viltrumite the Empire has ever seen? What would that mean for the Viltrumite Empire for Earth, and for the terrifying offspring that they could have created? Let's break it down. In the Invincible comics, Anissa isn't just a soldier, she's a true believer in the Viltrumite cause. She views Mark Grayson, half human or not, as a crucial part of Viltrumite expansion. Her brutal decision to force him into reproduction wasn't emotional, it was strategic. To her, duty overrides everything. Mating with Mark was about producing strong, viable offspring to restore the Viltrumite race. But let's face it, Mark wasn't the most logical choice, was he? Yes, he is the son of Nolan, and yes, he is powerful, but at the same time, Mark was emotionally compromised, resistant to Viltrumite ideals, and less experienced in combat than many full-blooded warriors. And we also have to mention an unwilling participant. Why Conquest was the better option? Well, Conquest wasn't just a veteran, he was one of the most feared and effective Viltrumite warriors in history. He lived for war. His body was a testament to decades, maybe centuries, of battle, scarred, brutal, and ruthless. To Anissa, who values strength, discipline, and loyalty to the Empire, Conquest would have been a far superior genetic match. While Mark was seen as a project, Conquest would have been a guarantee. And from Conquest's perspective, mating to continue the Viltrumite legacy through sheer strength, that's practically poetry to him. Imagine the dynamic, two hardened warriors aligned in purpose, mating not out of lust or confusion, but pure unrelenting duty, a cold, calculated act of empire building. Now here's where things get scary. Let's talk about the child that they could produce. This wouldn't just be any Viltrumite kid. This would be the ultimate fusion of Anissa's raw strength, calculated aggression, and unwavering loyalty combined with Conquest's savage instincts, combat experience, and indomitable will. Mark, while powerful, constantly wrestled with his morality. He tried to hold on to his humanity, but this child, there would be no humanity to hold on to. Let's break down some of the hypothetical traits. Physical strength would be off the charts. Both Anissa and Conquest are top-tier Viltrumites, meaning the child would likely surpass even Nolan in raw power. Combat prowess. Raised and trained under Conquest and Anissa, this kid would be a prodigy, a warrior by age 5 and a general by 15. Loyalty to the Empire, no hesitation, no rebellion, indoctrinated by the two most loyal soldiers in the Empire's history. An emotional detachment, unlike Mark, who struggles with emotion and identity, this child would be bred for purpose. Duty first, emotion second. He is a pure-blooded Viltrumite after all. No human genes. We could be looking at an even more dangerous being than Thragg himself. Now imagine this child as an adult, fully trained, fully indoctrinated. With Anissa's cunning and Conquest's brutality, they become a living weapon, a general of the new Viltrumite generation, able to lead conquests across galaxies, maybe even surpassing Thragg as the most feared Viltrumite in existence. And if this offspring took issue with the weakness of Earthborn hybrids like Mark and Terra, well, that sets up a whole new villainous arc. A dark heir storyline, one that threatens everything Mark fought to protect, and maybe even the fragile peace between humans and Viltrumites. In the end, Anissa choosing to mate with Conquest would have created a monster, not because either one is inherently evil, but because their values, when combined, leave no room for compassion. Mark gave the Empire something it didn't expect, a soul. But this child would be the Empire's hammer, smashing anything that stood in its way. So maybe it is a good thing that Anissa didn't pick Conquest after all. But what do you think? Would Anissa and Conquest have changed the future of the Viltrumite Empire forever? Would their child become a threat to the entire Invincible universe? How would Mark's life be different having not gone through that traumatic experience?